This is Widden, the historic thoroughbred stud in the New South Wales Hunter Valley, where some of Australia's greatest champions are laid to rest. Among them is a dazzling record-breaking sprinter who burst onto the racing scene in Melbourne in the spring of 1968 and went on to rewrite the record books on the track and later at stud, cementing his place in equine immortality. His name was Vane. A glorious copper chestnut and the son of champion French sire Wilkes, Vane's first start was as a 2-year-old in the Debutante Stakes at Caulfield on October 12, 1968. There was a hot favourite in the race, South Australian star Shako, who'd won his only 3 starts. Vane, at odds of 6-1, knuckled over at the start, but then quickly recovered and surged to the front. There was a brief battle before he went on to win handsomely by 2 lengths, equalling the course record.
This favourite's gone at the half furlong, and Vane is racing away in the last little bit, and Vane is too good. Vane comes away to win it by 2 lengths to Shako, 6 lengths away.
The word was out. Trainer Jim Maloney later revealed Vane had sprained his fetlock joint in the run. He was bandaged and galloped sparingly in track work, and Connections watched anxiously at his next start, the Maribyrnong Plate. His effortless victory was breathtaking.
At the 2 though, and Vane is being held together. It's got away again to lead 2 lengths to Power Fair, who can't find any more. They're well clear off Big Scope and Barry Lachlan, but they wouldn't get this leader in a cab at the furlong pole, and Vane is treating them. It's got out to lead 6 or 8 lengths, there's no danger to defeat Vane. It's going to
His breeder owners, the 3 Johnson brothers, then decided to turn him out for a spell. His mission would be the forthcoming 1969 Autumn Carnivals, and especially Australia's richest 2-year-old contest, the Golden Slipper. Vane returned in devastating form in February with a stunning victory in the listed Merson Cooper Stakes at Caulfield.
On the home turn now, and Vane is well clear. Oh, it's kicked away with a 4 lengths lead, and looked all over a winner at the furlong. Vane, it's 4 lengths in front here. The others have got no hope, and this is very good. Vane inside the last half furlong, and untouched. The rider had a peep over the shoulder, and Vane is going to win it very easily in the run of the post. Till Coleman's running home hard to get up and run second, about 4 lengths from the leader. Third in the race would be Shako. Fourth in... Number 7 is first anyway, Vane, ridden by Pat Ireland. Tips got around about the fitness of Vane. Can't they tell some fibs on a racetrack? Fancy getting that price about Vane today.
The racing world in Victoria was convinced they'd found a new champion when 2 weeks later, Vane blitzed the field in the 1400-metre VRC Sires Produce Stakes at Flemington.
Vane hanging on the corner, about a half length Barry Lachlan, 2.5 lengths Shipway, 3 lengths to Kill Coleman. Further back, Brogo, Lone Wolf, and then Merry Power. Down to the 2, and Highland hasn't released the brakes on Vane. It's 2 lengths in front, however, from Barry Lachlan, about 6 lengths away. Shipway is going to win by a minute, Vane. He's still got the brakes on it. Johnson riding hard on Barry Lachlan, 4 lengths behind it. Shipway 8 lengths away. Then Pinteri and Brogo, but at the furlong, Highland looks round. He still won't release the brakes. It's 6 in front, Vane. Now he says you can stretch out a little bit, and Vane comes down to the line, tiring a little perhaps on the line, but wins by 4 or 5 lengths. Second will be Barry Lachlan.
And so the scene was set for the Golden Slipper. In Sydney, the excitement leading into the big race centred on the city's own superfast filly, who, like Vane, had swept all before her in her first few starts. She was appropriately named Special Girl, being the impeccably bred daughter of the inaugural slipper winner Todman, out of the highest stakes-winning mare to have raced at that time in Australia, Winona Girl. Special Girl, with top jockey George Moore aboard, started a hot favourite. Sydney punters had questioned how Vane, with regular rider Pat Highland on top, would handle the reverse way of going.
A Special Girl, and they're followed by Del Riado, then the Del Left.
At the head of the others, Brooklyn made Lady Cleves constant rhythm, then Gaelic Spirit in Topmaster, and Peter's Empire last of all, but Vane the leader as they made the run around the turn. Well clear of Special Girl, hard ridden by Moore. Then a gap to Del Riado, followed by Natal Lasso Benia. At the head of the others, Lady Cleves, the leader Vane in the stretch. Under the loop, Special Girl not making much impression. They're followed by Del Riado and Gaelic Spirit finishing on well, but the Victorian Gold Vane has got a shot to bits. Safely holding Special Girl and Del Riado and Peter's Empire flashing home along the rail, but Vane is all too good, and Vane in the run of the judge, a big winner. Second, Peter's Empire, third, Gaelic Spirit, then Del Riado.
Vane had cemented his place in history, becoming the first Melbourne galloper to take out the slipper. His next start was in the 1400-metre AJC Sires Produce Stakes. The Super Colt was now thought to be unbeatable and set out at odds of 6-1 on. But trainer Maloney was worried about Vane. Heavy rain had fallen in the previous weeks and training tracks had been bogged, limiting track work.
Dragging on well, Shalina struggling, but Vane given a slap down the shoulder inside the furlong is giving them a galloping exhibition. It's well clear, about 4 lengths on Beau Babylon. It's stopping Vane, it's stopping quickly. Beau Babylon is coming at it now. Vane is walking to the line. Beau Babylon swamps it near the post and it's got up to win. Oh, there's a shock. Beau Babylon got up to beat Vane, which I'm not kidding, it walked the last 50 yards.
Beau Babylon, trained at Randwick by Frank Lewis and ridden by Roy Higgins, was at huge odds of 50-1.
He just blew out the end of the size, absolutely blew out. In the last 50 metres he felt like jelly. But Beau Babylon beat him, I think, 3/4 of a length. And the week after in the Champagne, he beat Beau Babylon ran third, and I think he beat him 12.5 lengths.
And so, to the final day of the AJC Autumn Carnival, and the third leg of the 2-year-old Triple Crown, the Champagne Stakes, over the shorter 1200-metre journey. No question of fitness this time.
Vane's raced away about 5 lengths in front. Captain Kirk in second place, followed by Shipway, and then Constant Rhythm, followed by Abelia, and Beau Babylon down the outside. But this is the Vane we know. Look at him go! Vane's about 8 lengths in front. He's going to the line very strongly, and Vane, this chestnut from Melbourne, is making them look like hacks. And Vane's going to bolt in. He's won by 10 lengths. A great go for second. Gaelic Spirit second.
Vane had shattered the race record, clocking 1.92 minutes, which was also then the fastest time ever run by a youngster over the distance. As the highest stakes-winning Australian 2-year-old of all time, he now carried the title of champion and was set off for a well-earned break. The excitement returned to the Melbourne racing world when Vane resumed his career in the Moonee Valley Freeway Stakes on August the 30th, 1969. He effortlessly accounted for the brilliant sprinter and Newmarket winner Bold King by 5 lengths.
4, 5, 6 lengths in front of Bold King, and Harlan's having a look over the shoulder, eases him down again, and Vane wins by 4 lengths to Bold King.
Vane was now embedded in racegoers' hearts. It was a huge crowd at Flemington a fortnight later for the Ascot Vale Stakes, when he beat home Darrell's Joy, a horse that would turn the tables on him in the future.
Past the 2, and Highland's still got an enormous grip on Vane, about 3 lengths in front, and he's not even going to have to let it go. It's 3 lengths in front now from Woodcourt in coming to the furlong post, and he's still got a grip on it. It's going to bolt in. Darrell's Joy's running on pretty well now, the New Zealander, but Vane's still going 3/4 pace with Highland hard against it by 3 lengths inside the half distance, and never extended. Vane will win, pulling up about a length and a half to Woodcourt in.
One question hanging over the champ was his ability to handle a longer journey of a mile, what is now 1,600 metres. This was tested with replacement rider Roy Higgins aboard in the Moonee Valley Stakes.
On the turn, a furlong and a half out, and Higgs hasn't moved on. Vane, it's a length and a half to Darrell's Joy, the only challenger, if any. They straighten. Higgins looking on his inside to see where they are. Vane 2 in front of Darrell's Joy. Higgins asking him for something. He's not finding much. Darrell's Joy's getting to him quickly. Vane going up and down the run spot. He's ahead in front, but Darrell's Joy's grabbing him near the line. And Darrell's Joy's won it about a neck or a half length to Vane. About 5 lengths away, Woodcourt in 8. Well, there you go. In running, you just couldn't have laid the odds on. Could not have laid the odds on, Vane. But he's been beaten by the New Zealander, Darrell's Joy, ridden by John Sellers. The winner, Darrell's Joy. Second, number 1, Vane, R. Higgins. No excuses in the world. And it's quite apparent now that Vane cannot stay. Champion sprinter, but obviously cannot stay. Woodcourt Inns run a good race, but they got weary, and that's about that.
It should be noted that Darrell's Joy would win a Victoria Derby and a Cox Plate later that year, and then go on to important victories in America. Meanwhile, an offer of $1 million for Vane was refused, and he carried his regular Johnson family colours in the Caulfield Guineas to gain over the mile journey. Again, his challenger was Darrell's Joy.
It's a two-horse war in the straight, coming down towards the furlong. Listen to the crowd roar. Highland had a peep over the shoulder on Vane. It's got Darrell's Joy beaten, I think. A half furlong left to go, and Vane is starting to draw away from Darrell's Joy, who said it won't run a mile. It will at Caulfield, and Vane, to the plaudits of the crowd, is going right on with the job to win by 3.5 lengths to Darrell's Joy. 5 or 6 lengths away, third, Woodcourt Inn, followed by Endymion Aggravator. One wonders now how it got beaten at Moonee Valley, but of course it wasn't as fit that day, and it's a different track. It's a hard mile up the hill at Moonee Valley. Today it never looked like getting beaten, and to those critics who had the audacity last time to roast Higgins because he didn't use the horse's speed, well, what do you think Pat Highland did today? He didn't ride off a speed either. He let it lob along, 2 lengths in front. He never got much past that. In fact, he was only a length in front for the last 3, and in the straight, he's just ridden it along with hands and heels, and Vane has come away to win by 3.5 lengths, I reckon. And listen to this ovation. Oh, look at them. You think Vane hasn't got some supporters here today? I've never seen a bigger crowd get over to the fence to welcome back a horse in my life. And that takes in Melbourne Cup winners and all.
But the Guineas win would prove to be a mere prelude to further triumphs.
So he only got beaten twice. He got beaten by Beau Babylon on the Sires after he won the Slipper on a bog track. And then he got beat in the Moonee Valley Stakes, first go over a mile to Darrell's Joy, who went on to win the Cox Plate in the Derby.
Yeah, outstanding.
And then in the Spring Carnival, he won the Craven A up the straight on the Saturday. On the Thursday, he won the Linlithgow 1400. Then he ran in the Emirates, or the George Adams, on the Saturday. So he's gone Saturday, Thursday, Saturday. He had 5 kilos overweight for age. I can remember listening to the radio in the morning. They all said he can't win. They bet some stupid odds. Bolted in.
Victoria Derby Day 1969. The now beloved Vane, with Pat Highland back on board, was a short price favourite for the Craven A Stakes, later to be known as the Group 1 VRC Sprint Classic. Run over 1,200 metres, Vane simply annihilated the opposition.
At the 2.5 onto the course bottom, the leader is Vane by 3 lengths to Steel Helmet, and now Faith Forsyth's gone, then Dollars Double Magic Ruler. But it's a procession at the 2 with Vane by 5 lengths to Our Faith and Dollars Double. Then Forsyth followed by Steel Helmet, Storm Ruler, Magic Ruler and Regal Rhythm. Vane's 8 lengths in front of the furlong. Do you think these are a couple of good 3-year-olds? Darrell's Joy and Vane. Vane by 10 lengths to Dollars Double running second. Regal Rhythm finishing fast when it's all over. But Vane's going to win by about 12 lengths. Dollars Double's run second. 3 parts of a length Our Faith third, a half length to Regal Rhythm fourth. Now this has got to send the historians searching back to find a 3-year-old that's put up a performance such as Vane has. Winning an open sprint and a class sprint, not just an ordinary race, but a class sprint such as the Craven Stakes, with 5 pounds overweight for age, and it's won by about 10 or 12 lengths. Number 5, Vane. Raced by the Johnson. Trained by Jimmy Maloney, ridden by Pat Highland.
Just 5 days later, he stepped out in the Linlithgow Stakes at Weight for Age, defeating the brilliant sprinter Black Onyx in course record time.
Vane kicked 2 in front, Black Onyx ran to second, Forsyth's gone. Our Faith running on and the others can't win, headed by Like a Court, but Vane 5 in front. More goes for the whip on Black Onyx, sees it's useless. And at the furlong it's Vane by 6 lengths to Black Onyx, 2.5 lengths to Our Faith who's third.
Then Like a Court followed by Forsyth, Crown Lad and Sir True-Tone. But Vane eased down, is 8 lengths in front. Black Onyx will probably keep going to run second, although Moore's taking it casually, he'll run second. 3 parts of a
And
length to
only
Alpha,
2
third,
days
2 lengths
later,
to True-Tone.
with a huge weight for a 3-year-old, the Great Colt ran what was undoubtedly the hardest race of his career. That day, Vane proved himself to be world class, defeating a field of 16 in the Kennedy Mile, formerly the George Adams Handicap.
At the 3.5, Vane a half-length Steel Helmet, 2 lengths to Our Faith, travelling well. Regal Rhythm on the fence from Dollars Double. Black Onyx coming into the picture, and then Drynock, Tetravine can't get on the track from Prince Romantic, Like a Court. Then Rainbow King and Magic Ruler into the straight. Vane by nearly a length to Steel Helmet. Our Faith moving up on the inside as Highland asked Vane to go faster. Our Faith went into second place now, and they're followed by Black Onyx, Steel Helmet, Regal Rhythm. At the furlong and a half, Vane a length in front of Our Faith trying to get to it. Highland hasn't got anxious yet. There's come right away from Siron at the furlong. Now he asks Vane to go. It's holding Our Faith comfortably at bay, followed by Siron. Vane a length in front at the half furlong. Our Faith running a grand race, but Vane's too good and the chance won it again. Might have been a bit left, a length and a half to Our Faith, 2 lengths to Siron third, 2 lengths to Like a Court fourth, then Storm Ruler followed by Magic Ruler, Tetravine, Black Onyx, behind them Rainbow King.
The winner, Vane, great 3-year-old, by Wiltshire Elated, trained by raced by the Johnson boys, trained by Jim Maloney, ridden by Pat Highland, 10 pounds overweight for age in winning today. It's run approximately, maybe a tick under 36, but it hasn't taken much more. One of the fastest miles ever run at Flemington, and here's a 3-year-old with 10 pound over the scale. If there's been a greater 3-year-old up to a mile, I've never ever heard of it in the history of racing in Australia anyway.
There were now serious concerns about Vane's chronic fetlock injury, which prompted the Johnson brothers to retire the Golden Chestnut to the legendary Widden Stud under the care of the Thompson family. He went on to sire such great sprinters as Inspired, Mistress Anne, Sir Dapper, and many other top-liners, and is the great-grandsire of such champions as Bella Spree and the world champion mare Black Caviar.
Vane is a horse that never seems to get the accolades that his performances warranted. And when you look at Vane carried 5 pound overweight for age when he won the Cravenay Stakes. He carried 10 pound overweight for age when he won the George Adams. And I don't think any horses have been able to do it, what he did, and carry that sort of weight. You know, they don't ask horses to carry that sort of weight now anyway.
In 1987, John Tapp visited Vane for his 21st birthday.
Looking much younger than his 21 years, the great horse was taken from his 19th century sandstone stable this morning to meet a plane load of fans. Vane has sired over 500 winners who've won $7 million in prize money between them. 2 of his sons, Sir Dapper and Inspired, emulated their sire by winning Golden Slippers, but not as impressively as Dad won his slipper in '69.
And Vane races home to win the Golden Slipper, Peter's Empire.
That was a piece of cake for the champion, much more palatable than the piece he was offered at today's party. Vane's a great favourite with the staff at Widden.
You try not to have favourites, but I guess his disposition and everything nearly makes him number one.
Vane died on Christmas Day, 1991. He was the Australian Champion Racehorse of the Year for the season 1969-70 and was inducted into the Australian Racing Hall of Fame. People who love sport love champions, and nobody loves champions like Australians. Handsome, proud and supremely talented, Vane won 12 of his 14 starts, many of what is now known as Group 1 level. He won by extraordinary margins and shattered course and race records. Lovers of thoroughbred racing count themselves lucky if such a horse comes their way once in a generation. Those who were actually present on course to bear witness to his brilliance still tell the tale to their children and grandchildren of the day they saw the Golden Chestnut, named Vane.